Good day, learners. Welcome to the final push theory edition for the DBE grade 12 learners. Now, last year in the final push, we looked at the previous year's paper, which was 2023. So in this video, I'm only going to be looking at the November final of 2024. In the final push of 2024, I've got the 2023 paper there as well. So guys, this entire final push playlist is just going to build year after year, and it's just going to be a great resource for both practical and the theory components of CAT. So let's go and have a look at what happened in the 2024 theory paper. And we still have three sections, right? Section A, Section B, Section C. This video will cover Section A only. Now, in Section A, we have a multiple choice question. That's around 10 questions there. We have a match the column section as well. And then lastly, we have the true and false. I know with the IEB, they don't have this anymore. Okay, and that completes Section A. So let's go and start. Let's jump into this multiple choice. I'll give you a few seconds for each one as you look through this to answer those questions. Right, question 1.1. A pointing device that allows for gestures like pinch to zoom and two-finger scrolling. What do you think that is? Is it a trackball, stylus, touchpad, or mouse? And that's going to be C, our touchpad. Next one, the digital divide. Now, what is the digital divide? That gap between those who have access to the ICT resources and those who don't, those who know and those who don't have the knowledge skills as well. So that digital divide, how can it be reduced? Can it be reduced by limiting the amount of information on the internet? No. Can it be reduced using environmentally friendly computing devices? Like, no, that doesn't even make sense. Then the last two, increasing the use of online and offline resources or increasing access. Now, what did we say in the definition? There's a problem with getting access to it. So there's your answer, C, increasing access to ICT devices for all people. 1.3, a user who typically uses specialized software that requires high-resolution graphics. So we're looking at a user. Now, grade 12s, we know our users. We've got our Soho users, our mobile users, our power users, etc. Which of these would use specialized software? There's already one clue that requires high-resolution graphics. Do you think that's going to be a home user? No. A Soho user? No. A mobile user? No. So it can only be our power user. And please, the specialized software and high-resolution graphics already gave the game away for that answer. 1.4, which web browser feature? So it's a web browser feature. Okay, sorry, let me read the whole question before I get ahead of myself. Which web browser feature is used for storing frequently visited websites? Now, let's just look at the question. A web browser feature. Folks, is a bookmark a web browser feature? Is favorites a web browser feature? Is caching a web browser feature? Is an add-on a web browser feature? Now, with that, add this. This feature must be used for storing frequently visited sites. Can a bookmark do that? Yes. Can favorites do that? Yes. Can caching do that? It stores it there so we can access it quicker next time we go to it. Yes, it can. Your add-on and plugin is not one of them. So with this one, I'm actually surprised at this in the memo where they said you can choose A, B, or C. It doesn't matter which one you choose. So interesting. I didn't know we do that. 1.5. Which of these reduces the size of the data files by encoding information more efficiently? Is that extraction? No. Is it decryption? No. What are we doing? We are compressing. So compression reduces the size of the data files by encoding it more efficiently. It does not damage the data. Right, next one. Citing of sources in academic work. What is that used to do? Is it used to show the author's knowledge? To identify the website address? To acknowledge the original author? or indicate new sources of information. Now, you are already citing one. It's not indicating new sources of information nor showing the author's knowledge. You are acknowledging the original author. It's all you are doing when you cite a source. Next one, Company X installed a network to specifically save costs. What will be their primary motivation for using the network? Okay, so there's your clue. Saving costs. So how are we going to do that? To enable resource sharing. What's a resource? Something we make use of. Like a resource would be a printer, a scanner, a copier, something like that. Now, in a network, can we share resources like printers? Yes, we can. Can we share access to a scanner or things like that? Yes, we can. So that's definitely one of the answers. To organize storage capacity. No, that's dealing with the size of your storage. To organize that, we don't install a network to organize that. We install a network to manage data security. Yes, where that data is and how it's kept secure. To simplify the hardware setup? No. So again, we have a question here that has two possible answers, and that's A or C. Okay, because obviously you can only choose one of them. Next one, software used to view the results of HTML pages. Now, what's the result of HTML? Think about this now. When you're done with your HTML coding, you go File, Save, Refresh. And where do you go and view it? In a web browser. There's your answer. Web browser. Then the last two, which of these is a decorative letter that often takes up, so it's a letter. It's a letter. This letter takes up 2 or more lines of text, usually in the first paragraph or section of a document. Come on. We all know it. What is it? D, drop cap. Then the last one, which one of these uses tiny droplets of ink onto paper to create images or text? I mean, really. Uses what? Tiny droplets of ink. Ink, laser, no. Ink, 3D printer that uses filament, no. Ink, braille printer, really? Ink and our inkjet printer. Okay, so that's question number 1. Let's look at match the column, and that will round off section. Oh no, we still got one more for section A. I'll match the column. Now, I said this to the IEB learners as well. I'm going to say it to you. Look at column B. Identify the items. Familiarize yourself with column B. Value, we know that's an error in Excel. Our utilities, maybe they're talking about utility software. Objectivity, a required field, that's access. Watermarks, gigahertz, that's our speed of our CPU that it's measured in. Storage, location sharing. Here's another error. Word out, plug and play drivers, default value, convergence, geotagging. Okay, so let's go. 2.1, integration of 2 or more technologies in a single device. Grade 10 work. That is R, convergence. Next one, a feature that creates a transparent image or text in the background of a document. Easy one. It's a watermark. Okay. Do you see, just by going through this first, you're already putting these things in your head. So when you come to column A and you start reading here, it just makes perfect sense, and you should really get all of these correct. A property in a database. So we know it's database. So now we look at those database items. A property in a database that automatically displays a value in a field when a new record is entered. Automatically displays it, and that is our default value. Okay. Next one, the ability to present information and ideas in an unbiased manner. That is called, and I know this is a foreign concept to many people, it's called being objective. Okay. Being objective. All right, 2.5. The unit of measurement used for storage capacity. There it is. Gigabytes. 2.6. Coordinates inserted based on the location of a device. Which is that? Because you can actually have two of them here. First of all, you can have location sharing. And secondly, I saw it here at the bottom, geotagging. 2.7, the setup of devices without the need for user intervention. That might sound a bit foreign to you, but it's actually not. The setup of devices without the need for user intervention, that is actually plug and play. 2.8, a trail of data that a user leaves behind when using the internet. Digital footprint. Right, last two. 2.9, whatever this is, it displays when a function refers to a cell with data that cannot be used in that function. So right here on top, value. Okay, so it displays when a function refers to a cell with data that cannot be used in that function. And then lastly, software that allows the operating system to communicate with hardware. Drivers. So do you see a driver is a piece of software that allows the operating system to communicate with the hardware. Let's go to true and false. Now again, DBE learners, please remember, as I say every single year, if it's true, it's true. We just leave it as true. But if it's false, you have to replace the word. So there they give us an example. An NIC has slots for hardware components such as the CPU. It's false. So which component are they talking about? It's the motherboard. 3.1 says the CPU is responsible for processing instructions. Is that true or is that false? I mean, that is a simple one. Grade 10, that is true. 3.2. The large key keyboard is a device that would help blind you. Oh no, not this again. That would help blind users to enter data. Folks, just use common logic. I know common sense, as we have said it many times, common sense is not so common anymore. But if someone is blind, do you think it matters how big the keyboard is? No, because they are blind. So is a large key keyboard going to help? No. What is going to help them? So that's the first thing, it's false. It's going to be a braille keyboard. 3.3. Primary memory is used for storing all programs and data permanently. Now, if you tell me this is true, I'm going to lose my mind here. Okay, this is obviously false. Why? Because our primary memory, this is things like RAM that we are dealing with. It is volatile. We do not store programs and data permanently in RAM. Okay, that doesn't happen. So, can it be primary memory? No. Where do we store our programs and data? Onto the hard drive. That is an example of secondary memory. So it's false and it's going to be secondary. Then virtual reality. This refers to the technology where a person interacts with a simulation of a 3D environment in a seemingly real or physical way. That sounds 100%, that is true. And then the last one, the research question is a question that is brief and to the point to cover aspects of a broad research topic. As you know from your PET, that is not true. That is false. So which question is a question that is brief? It's short. It's to the point. It's one sentence long. You should know by now that is your focus question. Did you see that we had a question here from the PET? Okay, don't be shocked because questions on the PET will come in because you've learned these skills now. So, and I mean, you've been doing PETs since grade 10, so these questions will come up. But anyway, grade 12s, that rounds it off for section A. That's our 25 marks for that first section. And I'll see you in the next video, section B. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with others so they can benefit from this and the entire playlist as well.